what I would like to tell you, wait, just install a live server extension, okay, on VS Code. If you are on VS Code, you can do this live server. This will make your life really easy. Installing, give it a minute. Okay, till starts installing, let's talk about what are we talking about? Yeah, types of header. Okay, there are header from H1 to H2. Actually, they are from H1 to H6. Okay, H3, H4, H5, and H6. Now, the only thing is they differ in size. Okay, so some of them are bigger, some of them are small. Obviously, they are in sequence for the sizes. But what do you think? Which one is the biggest? H1 is the biggest or H6? You can comment down below and let's just reveal it. This is H2, this is H3, this is H4, this is H5, and this is H6. Ready to see? Our live server is also active, so let's close down the terminal first. Let's close down this, and you can either click here to go live or just open with live server. Okay, nice. Now can you see? H1 is the biggest, then H2, then H3, then H4, then H5, then H6. Basically, it shows the importance, right? So you can say that title, the most important title of the web page should be H1, then the second most important title should be H2, then third most should be H3, and so on. That's just about it. Now, the cool thing about live server is that if we change here, like, should I do this? Okay, now if I change here, add another paragraph and say testing live server. Take a close look. Below this paragraph. Okay, let's just save it, and we don't have to reload it now that we are on our live server. So let's clear this up and let's see what else can we add. Okay, there are some semantic tag that you should use for specific things. Like there is a header tag for header, like there goes logo and navigations and all, so we'll use that. There is a nav tag for navigation. There is footer, there is section, there is there is a side, basically side menu or something. Okay, inside section you can add article tags, article. Yeah, so these are basically semantic tags. This will just increase your SEO, I guess, search engine optimization, and they are just just for you to use because they are just good practice, nothing else. I'll show you a tag which will be used the most. Okay, and that is div tag. Div is basically you can use it anywhere. This is a block level tag, and I'll show you, I'll tell you what is block level and inline level in just a bit. Basically div is like a rectangular element, okay, which can separate other div. I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, basically when you are writing header and footer, you are just separating header from footer, right? So these are just, div is just for you to make different blocks on your web page to separate independent elements from each other. Okay, that's how you can say it. Now block level and inline elements, well, it's pretty easy and simple, block level, inline, now the most generic block level which you will use and which won't affect on your web page, because if I say save the div, you won't see any, basically if we don't add anything, we won't see anything, but this is the most basic block level element which you will use anywhere to, when you have to use any block level element. Now the most basic inline element is span. Now we can identify the difference between block level and inline elements only if we have more than one element. So let's add a few elements here. Block 1, block 2 and block 3. Okay, now let's say line 1, line 2 and line 3. Now do you see the difference? Okay, what just happened? So the block level has different lines or block, they take more space, they take all of the space on that line. Yeah, and inline basically they are inline. Okay, they don't take all of the space, they just take how much is required by them. Okay, they don't need all of the line. Okay, so that's basically block level element and inline element. Okay, now we learned about tags, we learned about header, semantic elements which you should use. By the way, all the semantic elements, header, footer, section, aside, article, everything comes under div or block level element. They are basically a good version of div, that's what you can say. Now h2 or all the headers come in block level element, paragraph come under block level element, paragraph comes under block level element. Basically from the starting whatever we have learnt all comes under block level element. Now let's see some of the inline element. So there's an image. Okay, now you can add image. I should wait, I'll just copy an image to this folder. Now I added a image.jpg here, and let's add that in our web page. So we have to write image, then src is equal to, these are basically attributes. Next we'll see the about attributes only. Well, okay, let me tell you, attributes are basically additional information about the image. Like if we say image, we cannot write inside a image that okay, I want to use this image, go here. No, we have to give some specific instruction, and that's what attributes are for. Okay, source src basically needs a path to the image. So we have the same directory, you have to search for image. Double dot, I told you, double dot helps you get out of a directory one level up. Dot is for the same directory, then slash means in the directory you search for image.jpg. Alt basically if for some reason your image could not load, what text should be displayed. This is basically for a better SEO, again search engine optimization. So let's see, alt this is a nice image of I don't know, yeah, okay, it's pretty big, but if you see, this is in line with this. So image tag is an inline element. Okay, but obviously we can make inline element to display as block and anything vice versa. We can do it using CSS, using JavaScript, but that we don't need to worry about right now. But as I told you, attributes are something which helps to give additional information to the tag. So we can define width equal 100 pixel, and it shrinks down to this size. We can also define height but it's not nice to give both of the properties at the same time unless you know the ratio. Obviously if we give one, it's fine, it will adjust the height itself. Okay, so now we talked about tags, we talked about block level elements, we talked about inline elements, and you might be thinking, what the hell is this and why isn't it showing on the web page? Okay, so these are the comments. Comments are basically comments on code, right? Like I written here block level elements and gave the block level elements comment, and this is not rendered or read by the browser. These are ignored by the browser. Basically these are for other developers or other people to see who will see your code, obviously. So in the comments you can explain your code, which might be complex sometime and which will help other developers to understand your code easily. Okay, now what should we talk about next? So there are basically a lot of attributes to every yeah, but mostly you won't use that. You will use CSS because I have been making projects with HTML, CSS, JavaScript for a long time now, and I have never used attributes, for styling and different purposes. I just use attributes such as source to give image, and I don't even use width. I can do it with a CSS, but that we will do in the next video, obviously. Kudos on completing second video of this series. Hope you enjoyed it, and just quickly let's recap the things you learned today. Okay, you learned types of header, h1 to h6, h1 being the largest and h6 being the smallest. You learned block level and inline elements. You learned about semantic elements, which we will see more in the upcoming project, which is coming really soon after the CSS video. You learned about how to add image on the web page. Next is something really cool: list, forms and table. These three are one of the biggest topics in HTML. Okay, actually form is the most biggest topic and mostly used topic, basically, because in a simple web page also you have to have a contact form, right? So yeah, we'll see that in the next video. So it's time for research as always. It's only the second video, but yeah, as always. So this one is great. I mean, greater than the previous one. You have to create a HTML page, add a header, which will be your name, add a paragraph about yourself, and add your image and share it on your stories, tagging me so that I can reshare it on my story. Okay, let's see. So if you have any question from today's video, comment down below or DM me on Instagram, obviously at urban codes, and that would be it. Bye bye.